I don't think anyone would think it was an expensive present because I know lots of people who get similar things on their birthday. So yeah, it wasn't planned. I had a plan of what I just described, that I said it's something I use all the time, and then there was something else that I've really wanted for quite a while, and I've been like getting other things instead, cheaper things, and it's like, well, I should have just got what it is to begin with. So that's what I want. I'm also like, I'm getting some candles from Noah for my birthday. Whether or not my dad's buying them or I'm just buying extra as a treat, as a birthday present to myself, there is a couple of birthday presents that I'm probably going to buy for myself, and they're not super expensive. I mean, I'd like a new car, but that ain't going to happen. I didn't drive my car for over 5 months, so, you know, there was a plan originally to get a car around this time of year for my birthday, but with what's happened this year and I'm not leaving the house and how I'm feeling in general, I was like, no, I'm not getting a car because I've not driven that car for over 5 months and I'm still not really driving it, just once a week. And I'm like, it's pointless getting a car if you're only going to go out once a week. If I get into a regular routine and I'm going out a lot more, then yeah, it's justifiable to get a new car. So I said to myself, I'm not going to get myself a car until a certain date, and it's a super, 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 super long way away. And if it happens, it'll literally be a spur of the moment decision. I don't plan things. Every car I've got has never been planned. I've just gone, oh, I like such and such a car. Look on the internet, see if there's anything local. Go and test drive it and buy it. And that's what tends to happen with me. So I don't even know what I want as my next car, and that's how I'm going to keep it. Because the second I work out what I want, that's when I've got a problem. Because literally, I'll go and get it. I'll go and get it. Like, I'll literally go and buy it. And I don't want to buy a car. So I've not looked for a car. I've not even thought about it. I've not sat there and thought, well, what would you like? I kind of know the sort of thing that I would potentially get, but I've always had like a dream car in my head, and I decided a long time ago, because it's something that everyone's getting because they're second hand. Like, there's someone on this street's got one that's 4 years old, and a lot of people are getting them when they're about 4 or 5 years old. They're getting them on finance, they're paying a low deposit or the Part X in their car, and then they're paying monthly for it. And when they first came out, they had waiting lists for them, because I know someone who got one of the first original ones, and they were on a list for months and months, and they keep getting them every like 3 years to get it upgraded. Then they get the top of the range one, and I wanted the top of the range one. And when Melissa Chadwick was heavily involved in my life, I had actually saved up 70% of the money for it, and I was going to Part X my car, and anything that was left over was going to go on finance, but there would have been such a small amount that it would have been paid off in a year, and the payments would have been probably quite small, I don't know. And that's what I was going to do. And then Chad has come along and she put me through hell for 9 months, and then I was the right state, which if you watch the videos you'll kind of see bits of it, but you don't see the full extent to it. And it took me 2 years to get over that, and I was living off the money that I'd saved up. I'd saved for years because it was my dream car at that point. It wasn't my ultimate dream car, but it was my dream car for that time in my life, and it was a car that I'd always, or style of car that I've wanted, and I've wanted it, not necessarily that model because it was quite new when I first originally wanted it, but I've always wanted that type of car by that brand. And ever since I was 14, because when I was 14 I was trying to convince my dad to buy a car that I absolutely loved the look of. Obviously I couldn't drive for another 3 years, but I just wanted this car. And he's like, we can't drive. I'm like, yeah, but I can have it outside and I can sit in it. I mean, I was so determined to get it, but I've never had one of those types of cars ever. And over the last couple of years I've gone off them a little bit, and they're not as fashionable as they used to be. So, and do you know what? With me, it's not even about fashion, but certain things are in fashion at certain times, and that was definitely the car of choice. And it's been out for quite a few years now, maybe 6 years. So a lot of people are getting them around 4 years old. They're getting the basic model, they're getting it on finance, and it just ruins it that everyone seems to have one. It's like everyone and their dog has one. So based on that, I was like, I'm not going to get one. I decided that a super long time ago, maybe 2 years ago. And then it's like, do I get something of that style by that brand or a different brand, or do I get something completely different that no one expects? And it'll probably be something that no one expects. But there's sometimes I see cars and I'm like, oh, I don't know. Like, well, I see cars and I'm like, oh, that's really nice. And I'm like, but I don't know if it's me. It'll surprise people because it isn't me. And I don't end up getting it for whatever reason it is. I just don't end up getting it. And yeah. So I don't know what I want. And it's a good thing because I know what I'm like. When I know I like something, I'll then start looking for it on Auto Trader. And then I'll look for local models online. And then, yeah, it's normally I'll go and test drive it and buy it. So I'm not looking, no plans for one for my immediate future. Obviously this year wasn't like this year, and last year wasn't, from like being bullied and lied about and abused and stalked. If that hadn't happened, I probably would have got a car this year. But obviously that's all affected me, and then this year not driving for all that time and then only going out once a week, it's just pointless to even consider getting a car. I don't need a car. I did like 1,300 miles in a year. That's ridiculous. And I didn't drive for like 5 months. So that is ridiculous. I normally do like 6 to 8. I do 8 or 8.5-ish if I go to Devon, because Devon's like 300 miles each way, and when I'm down there I typically do around 300 when I'm down there, so I do a good 1,000. But yeah, I don't know how I ended up talking about everything, but I'm really excited. Something's happened that's unexpected and I didn't expect it, and it's something that I've wanted to happen since it last happened. And you know, there's times when I thought, oh, it might happen, and then I'm like, no. And in fact, there was something along those lines that was meant to happen December this year, and I totally forgot about it because I was, you know, with what's going on, it's the last thing that I've been thinking about. I'm going downstairs because I'm hungry, and all this time that I've been talking is just adding more footage to my phone, which I might end up having to delete to make space to export things. So I shouldn't really be filming, but also I could have cooked a meal by now. I'm having a sweet potato burger with some sweet, some, yeah. I'm having some with it. Don't know what this some is. I think they're called crispy potato slices. I think that's what they're called. I had part of the packet yesterday, and then I've the packet today. And then later on I'm going to have a smoothie because I'm hungry. So, oh God, I've still got my slice of toast in the toaster. I'm going to bin that. It's gone stale. I didn't toast it, I popped it back up when I saw, well, I saw someone outside. I was like, oh my God, who is it? Like you do, like, well, I do. And then I left the kitchen, and then they banged on the door, and I was like, oh God, is it Chadders? That'd be a dream come true. Not. I'm sure she was in my nightmare last night. So yeah. I just can't believe what popped in my emails, like winning the lottery. Well, I think the feeling would be quite similar. I bet everyone thinks I'm weird saying that. I probably am weird. So I'm having a, how long do these take? 15-20 minutes. Plant menu sweet potato burger, just one. They're quite nice, these. If you want to try something different. I'm not vegan, obviously. I need to stop eating all the chocolate in the world. I'm going to end up turning into one. I need to get some snacks, like some rice cakes and some Rivita and, oh God, it smells gorgeous. All I can smell is garlic. Oh God, it smells great. It's not the best vegan burger I've had, but it is really tasty. It smells amazing, and I recommend it if you'd like to get one. Do you know what? I shouldn't be hyper because I'm hungry. I'm just about to eat some pickles. These ones to be precise. Oh, you didn't see the layout. About a month ago, I became addicted to these. I've not eaten much for the last couple of weeks. They are the Mrs. Ellswood sweet cucumber sandwich slices pickled. Oh my god, they are so good. Do you know when you just need to eat something? In fact, medication time. Do you know what? I've run out of them. Well, not run out of them, I've run out of the box that was in the other room. And don't ask me why there's tablets in different rooms. Just found some more. This is the time I like to take this one. I take them, I've got medication that I like to take at certain times. Like, there's no set time to take some of them, but some of them I like to take at certain times. It's 7 o'clock. And it's just the time I like to take it. Sometimes I'll take it like 6:30 if I'm doing certain things because I think, oh, I'll forget about it. Guys, I really shouldn't be filming because I've got way too much footage on my phone. And I know I keep saying this, but I have too much footage. And it's going to end up where I'm not going to be able to save things when I'm editing them. So this is a super quick update. Yeah, I'm not meant to be filming because of how much footage I've got, basically. But I've been awake hours, which wasn't the plan. But I woke up and I went on my phone. There you go, that's why I'm up. Because I went on my bloody phone. And I thought, oh, I'll just go for half an hour. Because I was kind of hoping, I've had these since last Friday and I keep putting off having them. I don't know why. I think it's because they're not the tastiest thing, are they? I mean, it's because I don't like bacon, in case you don't know. I'm one of those people that don't like bacon. I don't really eat pork anyway, but I don't like bacon. It's funny because I like ham and I don't like gammon. So I used to like all three until I was 17. And then I was sick and I was at my mum's and it was one of those viral virus type things where everything smells and tastes funny. God, it's taking me ages to open this bacon. It's really difficult. And she was cooking bacon and it smelt funny because my senses were all over the place and it tasted like it smelt and I literally went off it because of that. I would try and have it like, because I used to like BLTs, bacon, lettuce and tomato sandwiches. Used to be one of my favourite things to have and I used to try and have it and I just couldn't stomach the bacon. I went off gammon and gammon was one of my favourite things if we ever went out for a meal or we ever bought it home. You could get like these gammon slices. I presume you still can, it's just I'd never buy gammon so I wouldn't know. And I used to love gammon with a fried egg and a slice of pineapple. It was one of my favourite things to have. And I used to love ham sandwiches and I went off all of them. And then eventually I started to kind of like cheese again, but I didn't, not cheese. Oh my god, I've never liked cheese, not really. I'm not even talking about cheese. Oh. Ham. And I can eat ham sandwiches, but I can't remember last time I had a ham sandwich. It was some time during lockdown. I was asking for, oh my god. Ow. Ham, and I was making ham salad sandwiches, But I went off that like quite a few months ago, so I don't really have ham that often. When I crave ham every now and then, and it has to be on white bread. And I normally get it like a sandwich from the shop. But yeah, went off all three, and I've gammon. I've tried it a couple of times. Every now and then I'll have bacon, but it's normally, do you know, if you're on holiday, like when I go to Devon and they do a full English, I will try it at least once during my holiday, because tastes change all the time. Like, I like stuff now that I never liked before. Like, I recently this year started eating oh god, why does it take me all day to think of what the thing's called? Oh god, what was I even talking about? Oh my god. Oh, cauliflower. I didn't like it. When I was younger, like a child, my parents would always like, with Sunday dinners, cauliflower, and I never liked it. I hated it. So as an adult, I chose not to have it, and every now and then I'd try it, like if I was out somewhere and having a meal and it was like a carvery or something, or I ordered some, if I ordered a Sunday lunch. Like, my mind's just like, it's because I'm tired. I don't feel quite well. I've got a bit of a sore, dry throat, I'm feverish, to be honest, very feverish, and I'm cold. That's why I've eventually come downstairs, because it was freezing up there, and as soon as my dad gets up, he turns the heating off, because he's always hot, because he carries a lot of weight on his stomach, and it's called a beer belly, because he's an alcoholic. He can't get enough of alcohol, comes home drunk every day and tells me he's not been drinking. Then he acts and does things that he only does when he's had a drink, yet he keeps saying he's not had a drink, and he stinks of it, so he's just lying all the time. So yeah, I don't feel great. Sore throat, headache, bit of a temperature, bit of a cough. No, I've not got the virus that's going around. I mean, if I have, I've caught it off my dad, because he's the most unhygienic person on the planet. It's like last night, I got really tired last night, and about 8:10 I was like, I'm going to go up to bed. I didn't sleep as well the night before, and I was really tired, and I thought, right, I'll go to bed, but my dad still wasn't home. And I thought, I can't go to bed until my dad comes home, because recently he's been coming home and he's not been washing his hands, and he's been walking around the house touching everything. Then I'll be like, you need to wash your hands. So then he'll wash them after he's touched everything. And then a normal person, or a nice, kind person who's considerate of other people, would then go round with an antibac and clean what they've touched. But he won't. Even if I say, like, you need to clean everything, he won't clean anything, because he don't think he should have to, because he thinks a woman's place is to basically do all the cooking and cleaning. He's one of those, he's got that attitude. So he won't go walk round and rectify anything he's done, because he doesn't believe he should have to, because he's a man, and he basically thinks that's why I'm here, to run round after him. He won't run round after himself. He won't do anything for himself. He does as little as humanly possible. Like, he had a shower today. He won't have a shower again now for at least a week. That's my dad for you. So then I will then have to go around spraying everything and wiping it all down, because he won't. And that's my dad. That's exactly what my dad's like. He doesn't care. He keeps telling me he's not going to catch it, yet he is not doing anything to stop himself from catching it. He goes to the pub, he never washes his hands when he goes to the toilet in the pub. He comes home drunk, touching everything, yet he thinks he's not going to catch it. And it'll be me that catches it off him, and I'll be the one that gets it really bad, and he'll just have a mild version of it, because that's what typically happens when he catches other things. He'll have a mild version, he'll feel absolutely fine, then I'll get really, really ill. And most people will then feel bad for making their daughter ill. He won't. My bacon's going to be overcooked, because I'm talking away instead of doing what I'm meant to be doing. And I came on here for a purpose, and I can't even remember what it was now. I don't feel great at all. And yeah, my dad keeps coming home drunk and stressing me out. Did it last night. Come home. Oh yeah, I was trying to go to bed, right, and I thought I can't go to bed because he will come home and he won't wash his hands and he'll touch everything. So I try and basically be downstairs for when he comes home, so then I can say to him, wash your hands as soon as he comes in. I shouldn't have to stay up and wait for him just to tell him to wash his hands because he won't wash them unless he's told to wash them, which he shouldn't need telling. And for months he actually did wash his hands as soon as he come in. And yeah, he's not even when he does wash his hands, he doesn't wash them for as long as you're meant to. He's in there for about 10-15 seconds maximum, and he's not washing them for that time either. So I just think, well, he's washing them, it's better than him not washing them, even though obviously he's spending barely any time washing. He should be spending a lot longer washing. So I basically had to stay up. Oh my god, do you know what? I'm sick of him washing up because he doesn't wash it up properly. I'm now having to re-wash something because he's completely missed every bit of food. It's everywhere. It's the filthiest plate. It actually looks like it's not even been washed. He does this all the time, and I say to him, are you doing that? So I turn around and say to you, don't wash up. He's like, no, I'm washing up properly. I'm like, well, why is the dishes, plates, everything always covered in food? Oh, I must have missed a little bit. He's missed about 99% of what's on the plate. And I'm like, if you're doing this to make me do all the washing up, then I'll do it. Just stop half washing. Well, he's not even half washing it. He's barely washing it. It's always filthy. It's always covered in food. And I don't know how he can miss it. It's literally, as soon as I picked the plate up, I could see it was covered in food. It's just taking the pee out of me. Literally, he doesn't want to do anything. Doesn't want to do anything at all. He comes in drunk, and I knew he was drunk. I had to wait up for him to come home, yeah. I couldn't go to bed because I have to make sure he does at least wash his hands, even though he's only going to wash it for about 12 seconds. If that, probably not even that. I'm trying to use the pan that I showed you in the George haul, and I'm doing the egg, but I did put a bit of fry light in. When my dad uses it, he puts shitloads of oil in for the egg. I don't. So yeah, I had to wait up for him, and he come in like just before 9. He was drunk, denied he was drunk. He'd ignored all my text messages for the previous 3 hours because I was texting him stuff. And then I went to bed about 5 minutes after he came in, and the plan wasn't to go to sleep straight away. I was just really tired, and I was upstairs about 5 minutes, well, 20 minutes ish. I was upstairs 20 minutes. Then he starts snoring like a pneumatic drill, really loudly, on his sofa, which he only does when he's drunk. So then I try and wake him up, and I spend 45 minutes trying to wake him up, and he doesn't wake up. And then he eventually wakes up, comes downstairs, and makes food, and makes an absolute mess. So that's how selfish my dad is, and that's what I have to put up with on a daily basis. And he'll deny he's been drinking, even though it's obvious he's been drinking. I can tell even if he's had one drink because he always drinks the strongest lager they sell. If he goes to a new pub and he don't know what they do, he walks around and tries to spot which is the strongest they do. And like about 6 weeks ago, he said he was going to start drinking a different drink that was only I think it's 3.5%, because he said he drinks too much and he gets drunk too fast by doing that. So he said, I'm going to drink such and such. It's called Smooth. I'm I'm going to drink that because I know I won't drink it quickly and I'll drink less of it so I won't get as drunk. And I thought he's not going to do that because in the past I've suggested that countless times, like more times than I care to even remember. And he's like, oh no, it's so easy, it's smooth goes down a lot easier and a lot quicker. And I said, well, you still won't be drinking the volume that you drink now. And he's like, oh, I will, but I don't know. But he won't because his end goal is to get as drunk as possible. Then he comes home and to describe him as a nightmare doesn't even come close to the things he gets up to, the way he acts, the things, it's just, I've not really spoken on here about how horrific it can be, but his behaviour and his attitude is absolutely horrific, and the more drunk he is, the worse it is. And yeah, he was drunk, so spent 45 minutes trying to wake him up, and then I came down here, got my Skybox remote, and went and turned his Skybox off, right? And I've talked to my doctor about this in the past, because you'll never guess what happens the second the sound goes off his TV, which, by the way, when he knows he's going to fall asleep, he turns his TV up extremely loud to try and drown out his snoring. So I don't like anything on loud because of my anxiety. So straight away it affects my anxiety and I become super anxious and nervous. And then I'll try and turn my TV up to counteract his TV. Then my TV's way too loud, it's stressing me out and I can still hear his TV. Then the snoring starts, and the snoring is so loud, it's like there's a bloody road drill above me. I'm not even exaggerating. Yet he insists he's not drunk. Yet when he doesn't drink, he doesn't snore like that. He does a very quiet snore that you can barely hear. All he does is tell lies. Lots of things came out about his lies in August when I was on the week from hell. And he said, I'm not going to do it anymore, I'm not going to tell any lies, I realise I've been wrong and I've done wrong things. He's carried on the lying. And he thinks I'm stupid, he thinks I think that he's telling the truth, and I keep telling him I don't believe you. He's like, well, I'm telling the truth, and like, you're not, because I know he's not. And he was lying to me. Well, he's been lying to me for years. Well, he's probably been lying to me my entire life, to be honest. And I kept saying to him, I know you're lying. I'm not lying. This was before he confessed he'd been telling lies. I'm not lying, I'm telling the truth. And I was right, he was lying. He was telling whoppers as well. Not just little lies, he was telling lies that would harm me as well. And he was telling lies about me. And then he said he was telling these lies because he was trying to help me. I don't know how lying about me could actually help me,